What's up, guys? So today we're going to be reading some crazy Reddit stories that I found online. So the first one is titled, My Mom Literally Walked Past My Door While I Was Mid-Orgasm. It says, I'm 28 now, but back when I was 26, I was living at home to save money. And my room is right off the hallway, meaning anyone can come in and has to pass my door to get to the kitchen or whatever. Me and my then boyfriend are in the middle of some enthusiastic adult activities. We're going at it full throttle. I'm mid-climax, moaning way louder than I realized because the AC was blasting some white noise. There's sweat everywhere, that musky bedroom smell mixed with this cheap cologne, and my heart is pounding like a drum. Suddenly, I hear the front door creak open. Then I hear footsteps. My brain freezes. Wait, is that Mom? Oh no, she's supposed to be at work. But we're two gone, and right as I hit the peak, I catch a glimpse through the crack in my door. Yeah, I forgot to close it all the way. What an idiot move. She's walking past with grocery bags in her hand, and our eyes lock for a split second. Hers widen like saucers. Pure panic, face burning hotter, stomach dropping to my knees. Then silence hits, broken only by the pantry door squeaking and that rusty hinge sound. I know like the back of my hand. She's unloading stuff, pretending nothing happened, and then she footsteps back down the hall. She pauses outside my door and says in a song voice, I'm not here, la la la, while literally backing out the front door and leaving again. I could hear her keys jangling as she fled. My boyfriend laughed his ass off, but I was mortified. I curled up in a ball, whispering, oh God, no. Yeah, so that is pretty crazy. I mean, it's kind of nuts that she didn't lock the door. I mean, in my opinion, I would definitely have the door locked, and she was being a little loud, but I guess it happens to everybody. But yeah, that has to be a crazy feeling, having your mom walking on you. I can't imagine, but dang, I guess next time better want to lock that door and maybe turn the AC off if it's that loud. So this person says, my girlfriend just told me that we probably aren't getting our security deposit back. He wrote, so we have been moving out our stuff of our apartment and into a new place all weekend. And I said, damn, now that we moved that dresser, it stinks like cat pee in that corner. And then she replies with, oh yeah, over in that corner, you weren't here one weekend, and I was squatting down to pick something up, and I had some shorts on with no underwear, and I accidentally sharted on the carpet. That's why I moved that bookshelf. And I just looked at her like, what? No way. Are you kidding me? She was dead serious. This is like extreme levels of not giving a crap. And I don't even know what to think. Like, sure, we all shart from time to time. I mean, I personally don't, but I guess to each their own. But on the carpet, and then to just rearrange the furniture and take no further action of cleaning it, Jesus Christ, I'm so blown away right now. Yeah, dude, I think you're alone on this one. I mean, I personally, I guess anyone has sharted before, but I mean, not cleaning it is actually pretty disgusting, bro. I mean, that if that's not an early sign to leave your girlfriend, I don't know what is, bro. That's straight up disgusting. That's unsanitary, bro. I personally would have cleaned it, but yeah, that's pretty gross, especially from your partner. I'm not gonna lie. So this person said, my friend didn't realize rent is monthly. I used to live with a guy that I'll call Kevin. Kevin wasn't chaotic in the obvious way. He paid his bills and showed up to work and liked to think of himself as financially responsible. But every now and then he'd reveal a belief about how the world worked that made you question everything. When we first moved into our apartment, the rent was $1,200 total, and we agreed to split it, so it would be $600 each. First month went fine. Second month, I reminded him that rent was due, and he just stared at me and said, didn't we already pay that? I thought he was obviously joking, but he wasn't. After a very serious conversation, I realized Kevin thought that $1,200 was for the entire lease term, not per month, just the whole year. In his mind, we had secured housing for $600 total, and he was quietly proud of finding the deal of the century. When I explained that $1,200 was to be paid monthly for rent, he went completely silent for a few seconds and then said, "That makes way more sense. I was wondering why more people don't just rent instead of buying houses." And the craziest part is he had signed the lease, initialed every page, and he apparently read it. And by that time, I had started using a tool called MoneyGPT because I was trying to get better about tracking recurring stuff in the background. It flags bills that are about to hit or if something changes. If I hadn't been watching the first rent cycle closely, I probably wouldn't have caught how confidently Kevin believed we were done paying for the month after just 1 month. To his credit, though, once he understood rent is monthly, he never missed a payment again. But for a solid week, he genuinely believed landlords just charged you once and trusted you to exist peacefully for the rest of the year. And living with Kevin wasn't stressful at all. It was educational. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Kevin is, maybe he just has his head in the clouds a little bit, but he's not a bad guy. Seems like he paid the rent routinely, but it's kind of funny that he thought it was for the whole year. I mean, it's definitely a monthly occurrence, but I'm just surprised no one has ever told him this before. But yeah, I guess some people don't have the most common sense. So, but it turns out that it was good that he rented with him, and he said it wasn't stressful. So that's a pro, and he paid up. So I guess it could have honestly been worse. But yeah, that's all. Yeah, so this story says, my friend is being ghosted by his girlfriend, and I don't know how to help him. I, 20, female, and my friend, 19, male. We will call him Brandon. We are both in college, and he met this girl while in college. She's very attractive and seems nice. They've been together for a month now, and he met this girl through a mutual friend, and they started talking. Everything was going well, and she added him on a second Snapchat account. He thought it was her main one, the one she has him on and has no Bitmoji on, and she hasn't been replying to his text messages. I have her on her main account, and I offered to text her on my phone, and she replied to me instantly. Brandon was obviously hurt from this, and he tried to search up her main account, and nothing came up. I followed her on Instagram, and he searched up that account too, and nothing came up. She also removed him on TikTok, and they've had no issues. Brandon feels like he's being led on, and he's going to the college counselor. He asked me for advice, and I told him to give it time. We talked all day about it yesterday, and I told him if this continues, the best option is to break up because it's not fair to him. He went home early yesterday because of how upset he was, and that she can reply to her friends, but not her own boyfriend. Yesterday, I went to the classroom to get my stuff, and I overheard that she has a reputation for something. I didn't ask what it was, and I just left and went back outside to see if he was okay. I told him what I heard, and he was quite upset, and I gave him all the advice available. I think the best option now is for them to break up, but it seems like breaking up would be the best thing to do. I mean, it sounds like they're already supporting him and just being there and listening. That helps a lot. And I mean, if she keeps on ghosting, it's probably healthier for him to move on instead of waiting around. You know, sometimes just reminding him it's not his fault and he deserves someone who communicates well. And I think that can make a really big difference in him. A-hole for unplugging the Wi-Fi every night because my roommate's girlfriend basically lives here. My friend roommate and I lived together in an apartment, and everything was divided 50-50 between groceries, bills, rent, all that stuff. His girlfriend is the problem here. She used to visit a few times a week, completely typical. After that, it became staying over most evenings. Right now, she is present every day and works from our living room, eats our food, sleeps here, and takes showers here. She even begins to act as though she lived here by leaving clothes in the restroom. However, she makes no payments. I attempted to gently bring it up and saying that because there is now essentially a third person present, we should review utilities. He became very defensive, claiming that she was merely her guest. She was merely his guest, and that I was counting pennies. A visitor who has been here for 3 weeks is not a guest. The thing that pushed me over the edge is the Wi-Fi. I work early in the morning and need decent internet at night to prep stuff. But she's constantly streaming or gaming, and our connection has gotten way worse noticeably. So I started unplugging the router at night before I go to bed, and now both of them are mad. My roommate says I'm being petty and controlling, and his girlfriend made some comments about me not knowing how to share space. But I didn't agree to live with her, only him. Yeah, I mean, you didn't sign up for 2 roommates. You signed up for just him, and I think there should be some boundaries with your roommate. Like, she can stay, half the week, or she can contribute a third of the rent, because now your now your utilities are gonna go up, and she's not paying for it. So it's kind of messed up. And she's also like, you might now have wanted to share it with 3 people, the apartment, but you're now sharing it with 3 people. So it's kind of messed up, and I feel like the landlord would be a little bit upset about that too. Because like if your agreement with your landlord isn't about 3 guests, then there might be a limit on how long she can actually stay there. And I mean, you might find some success in just talking to your landlord about it, because he didn't rent to her either. But yeah, guys, let me know what Reddit stories you want to see next, and yeah, leave a comment if you made it this far towards the end of the video. You can just comment Reddit, and have a good one.